gained a lot of respect for Jake because he's not a YouTuber that's just boxing just about putting his time, focus, and energy into boxing. So you gotta respect that.
And yeah, them dudes just, using their YouTube status to come in boxing and make all this money. And you got all these boxers that's been doing it their whole life that doesn't even make close to what they making. I think it's disrespectful to us in the game.
Feel he could talk shit about Mike Tyson. Do more, brother. Stop saying out.
Well, he said he gonna do more. He said he gonna do 90. He said he gonna do 90. Y'all did 74. We doing.
Terence Crawford has thrown down the gauntlet to Jake Paul following his recent bout with Mike Tyson. The reigning WBO welterweight champion didn't mince words when critiquing Tyson's performance against Paul. Crawford was forthright, declaring Tyson's showing as trash. It was a harsh assessment, but it's worth considering the context. Tyson, now 58 years old, faced a much younger opponent and had not fought in nearly 2 decades. Given these circumstances, was it really surprising that Tyson's performance fell short of expectations?
Tyson had that moment for himself and his family. I'm happy to hear that he's better health-wise. I'm certainly happy he got that bag. I think it was about $20 million that he got for the night. On that surface, I'm very, very happy for him. I wish him nothing but the best. All of us who love boxing will forever be fans of Mike Tyson. Lost a lot of blood, lost a lot of weight, etc. I watched Mike Tyson walking to the ring. That was preordained, but I believe that when Jake Paul was in the ring with Mike Tyson, there was something that said to him, I can't do it.
Back in the 80s, Mike Tyson was the undisputed titan of boxing. He was a wrecking ball, relentlessly knocking out opponents and holding the heavyweight title as if it were his birthright. Even after a 3-year stint in prison, Tyson's intimidation factor remained unrivaled. When fans saw Tyson, they believed he would obliterate anyone who dared to face him. However, Father Time spares no one, and during fight night at T Stadium, Tyson's age was unmistakably evident.
If you have a legacy like Mike Tyson, are you putting yourself in that position just for $20 million?
Hell yeah.
I'm never downplaying my legacy if I'm a person like Mike.
A lot. You know why? They didn't get the call. They didn't get the call. If Kai want to play me one-on-one right now, what happened to Gil Jumper? It's called $100 grand.
I'm not selling my soul. I work for that.
Brother, you sold your soul to the Bucks.
No, I didn't.
Hey, play the video.
Huh?
Jake Paul, at just 27, was fresh, energetic, and strategic during his bout against Mike Tyson. Tyson, despite showing glimpses of his old self, struggled to keep pace as the fight progressed. By the time the decision came in, Paul was the clear winner, leaving Tyson's return to the ring feeling more like a nostalgic throwback than a serious comeback. Terence Crawford stepped into the conversation with sharp criticism. He didn't just say Tyson lost, he said Tyson failed. Crawford slammed Tyson for the lack of punches thrown, saying it looked like he had no game plan and was out of his depth. Adding to his critique, Crawford issued a challenge. He wants Jake Paul to prove himself against a real fighter, him. Crawford versus Paul is the kind of fight that would sell out arenas and break the internet. Crawford's call-out is about defending boxing's legacy as much as it is about settling scores. Tyson's loss isn't just a personal defeat, it's a blow to the sport's reputation. Crawford is eager to show the world that Jake Paul isn't ready to hang with real champions. Whether Jake will take the bait remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, Crawford isn't letting this one slide. The WBO welterweight champ was unimpressed after watching the 58-year-old legend get outworked by a YouTuber turned boxer 31 years his junior. The fight, held at a packed T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, was Tyson's first professional bout in nearly 2 decades. Despite the hype, Tyson struggled to keep up with Paul's energy. He managed to throw only 97 punches throughout 8 rounds, which isn't the kind of volume you'd expect from someone with his pedigree, even at his age. Sure, Making it to the final bell was commendable. But let's be honest, this wasn't the Iron Mike fans remembered from the 80s. The unanimous decision for Paul didn't surprise anyone who watched the bout closely. While some praised Tyson for going the distance, Crawford wasn't buying it. He felt the compliments were too generous, especially given how much time Tyson had spent training for the fight. Crawford admitted he was relieved Tyson didn't sustain any serious damage, because no one wants to see a boxing icon get hurt in a mismatch like this. Crawford was one of the boxers who didn't want this fight to happen in the first place, fearing it would tarnish the legacy of boxing, and it might just have happened. The fight itself wasn't exactly a thriller. Tyson had a decent opening round, which turned out to be the only one he won. After that, Jake Paul kept things under control, doing just enough to secure his 11th victory in 12 fights without causing major harm to the boxing legend. The crowd had mixed reactions. Some booed the lack of action, but most seemed to enjoy the spectacle for what it was, a bizarre but entertaining night out. Crawford doesn't want to just sit on the sidelines. Throwing shade, he's made it clear he wants a shot at Jake Paul himself, challenging the younger fighter to step into the ring with someone still in their prime. That's a fight people would pay to see. Whether Jake takes the bait remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Crawford is ready to back up his words with action. Known as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the game, Crawford wasn't impressed with the spectacle of the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. Like millions of others, he tuned in to see the 58-year-old former heavyweight champ step into the ring against a brash younger opponent. What he saw, though, left him shaking his head. Despite months of intense training that had fans hyped for a potential upset, Tyson only managed to throw 97 punches across 8 rounds. For Crawford, that just didn't cut it. He wasn't entirely unsympathetic, though. After all, Tyson had been dealing with health issues earlier in the year, including an ulcer flare-up that required blood transfusions. But Crawford clearly expected better from someone of Tyson's legendary status. On the flip side, the Paul-Tyson event wasn't just a boxing match. It was a spectacle that shattered records. With over 72,300 fans packed into AT&T Stadium and $18 million in ticket sales, it became the biggest gate outside of Las Vegas in US history. It even pulled in 60 million viewers on Netflix, proving the power of star appeal even when the matchup itself wasn't the most thrilling. Now, Crawford has his sights set on a new challenge, topping those numbers. He's already talking about hosting a fight in front of 90,000 fans at Memorial Stadium in Nebraska, even though the venue officially only holds 85,000. It's a bold claim, but Crawford's never been one to shy away from a challenge. To pull it off, he knows he'll need a marquee opponent, someone with the kind of star power that can rival Paul or Tyson. Crawford isn't just chasing a record. He's looking to solidify his legacy, while proving that boxing's best can still draw massive crowds. Whether he can match the spectacle of Paul versus Tyson remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, he's ready to make history and silence the doubters. Along the way, he's aiming to take boxing to a whole new level, and his latest idea might just shake up the sport. Crawford's call-out to Jake Paul isn't just about a fight.